Yo, man, so Sexyy Red was on Lil Yachty's and his homies podcast. They asked her a question and things got a little awkward and people are reacting to it. Let's check this out real quick.
Can you tell us like the craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
Crazy shit. It's gonna stay between us.
I got raped before. That's the craziest thing that ever happened to me.
Maybe something a little under that.
Okay,
Maybe something. Okay,
I mean, I don't know. Like,
maybe something.
shootout.
There we go. Shootouts.
Yeah, there we go.
High speed.
Yeah, that's more what we were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Wait.
In the shootout.
Wait.
I'm sorry. What's that? we just want to say we are sorry that that
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, wait, that's definitely
that is bad.
That is unfortunate.
It's not something we should speak on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the shootouts and stuff. Wow. You know, you have done a lot of things.
Yeah, I have.
And now you're a big rapper.
Alright, so before we get to other people's reactions, my first reaction to that situation is they was caught off guard with that one, nervous laughter. Then they felt like they weren't the people to unpack that because the vibes that they're in. You gotta understand what you want to take a bite out of. You feel me? I don't think they the ones that they can do that. But a dude realized, him right here, he said, okay, let me acknowledge this situation, say I'm sorry that you went through that. But, you know, they looking for something more lighthearted to speak about. And that's perfectly fine for me. One thing that people may want to ask, okay, why not just cut that part out of the conversation? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know why they decided to keep it in. But because they kept it in, we having conversations from other folks about the situation. We gonna get into these reactions, man. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. A like goes far, but a comment goes even further. So let me know what you think about how Yachty and his homie handled that situation on a Safe Place podcast. Could they have handled that better, or did they handle that perfectly normal, like normal humans, dog? It's like, I hate that we have an idea that we want humans to act in the exact type of way like AI robots. Humans are gonna have different reactions to different things, natural reactions to shit. It's not all gonna be social media textbook reactions. All right, so now let's read. All right, so this person right here says, I wish I could give her a hug after this. The way they dismiss her trauma and change the topic so quickly was uncalled for. Why is it so hard for y'all to show women, especially black women, compassion? But me, myself, personally, I think that he gave compassion. He just was nervous. A shootout is okay to talk about, but they draw the line at grape. Widows, both are traumatic experiences. That's a good point. A shootout in comparison to a grape is kind of crazy. Name himself the safe place. The safe space pod, then turned around and laughing at a grape victim is insane. They didn't laugh at her. Like, y'all gotta be humans and understand how humans act. Another person, the immediate giggling, I really hate how black women are treated, bro. I think stopping the interview right there, speak on it in private, make sure she's good, then continue if she's down. But yeah, the way they handled it could have been better. Okay, that's constructive criticism. It is what it is, you feel me? This person says, I wish my community understood that shootouts aren't normal or comedic. It's just as traumatic as SA. Both should be discussed delicately. Also, I get that they feel unprepared to talk about this issue, but it does not come across as dismissive. Okay, thank you, bro. Thank you. That is a fair assessment. Homie says, sending love to Sexyy Red. These men should be ashamed and embarrassed. Rape is traumatic and shouldn't be laughed at, let alone undermined. A part of grape culture is dismissing people's experiences and traumas. Just sick. He didn't dismiss it, dog. They just didn't think that they could unpack it. They didn't feel like they're the people to do it. Big Texas says, y'all cannot be this socially unaware. Clearly they meant something crazy, as in funny crazy, not past dark trauma. People could say that shootouts are past dark trauma, but there have been some hilarious shootout stories on social media or YouTube and interviews and stuff. They said sorry and acknowledged the fact that it's a terrible situation, and also said they felt it's something they aren't capable of speaking on. It's clear with the nervous laughter and anxious eye movement that they did not know how to provide advice or reassurance for that kind of scenario. Instead of digging themselves into a deeper hole and potentially saying something invalidating, they apologized, acknowledged that the issue is bad, and set a boundary of not being able to correctly communicate on the subject. Perfectly fine. This lady named Just LaShawn says they did the right thing. That clearly was not the space to share that trauma, and there's nothing they could possibly do for her during an interview about to be shared with the world. Stop telling everybody y'all business just because you feel like talking. This person says not only is it called the Safe Space Podcast, but the fact that you think conversation about being in a shootout or speed chase is more appropriate like that also is normal is insanely sad. Neither story was normal. That's why the question said crazy. Okay. Good point. And that's why she gave a real crazy answer. Y'all are discussing that is not just a crazy story. You don't think rape is crazy? It's traumatizing and desensitizing. Prayers to Sexy, but that was not the time or place. Oh, okay. So I get what she's saying. Like if you speak about it like that, then it's desensitizing. I don't know. This is an interesting situation. I've never been raped before. So it's an interesting situation. So just for clarity, the podcast, the Safe Space, which just has a lot of people the opportunity to discuss insecurities, fears, personal endeavors, and personal relationships, is not the place to discuss being sexually assaulted, but it's a place for discuss almost dying. Stop being freaking dense. I hate people like this want to argue just to argue. Okay, hip hop, the culture is fucked. It's fucked. But you still understand the nuance to the culture if you do pay attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, and then don't get into these type of discussions back and forth, because you're either going to be looking like you purposely being obtuse or you just out of touch. As a safe place, they're saying stuff like, okay, you can come and talk to us about cool shit you never talk about on a regular, like as far as just being a rapper type shit. We are rappers having conversation about stuff you wouldn't normally talk about in interviews and shit like that. Not on some therapy couch type shit. They're not trying to be therapists. That's not what they're trying to say. It's just off the record conversations that they really haven't on the record. It's not therapy. Unfortunately, shootouts are a bit more normalized. Unfortunately, they are. But as rap culture, they talk about it all the times in songs. Sexyy Red talks about being a blood. Her name is Sexyy Red. That's the reason why it's much more of a normal thing to talk about that. Y'all are so upset, but honestly, that's a sensitive topic not everyone can handle. And I can understand why it's traumatic as F. That laughter isn't from them finding humor in a situation. That's nervous laughter. They don't know how to react. Simple. My heart goes out to her because no one deserves that, but everybody isn't comfortable with hearing other people's trauma. And that's okay. I love that she's transparent about it though. You can tell she finds strength in her pain. All right, so once again, prayers out to Sexyy Red and to any other victims out there for experiencing that. It's traumatic. I know. I'm sorry that you went through that, and I wish the world could be a better place for you so you nor anyone else could be at risk of that ever. It sucks that we have to be in this climate, and that's something that has to be in the back of a lot of ladies' head and some men head, that someone could try to violate you in that manner. So I'm sorry that you guys have experienced that, or was a possibility for it to happen. So that's that. In regards to the situation, please give grace to people that aren't used to covering or speaking on those type of things. Give them grace. Everyone isn't going to have a robotic AI chat GPT answer to perfectly respond to every situation. Stop trying to dissect people as Monday morning quarterbacks just because they didn't do it exactly the way that you envisioned. Expectations is really be killing y'all. It be killing y'all. Because you leave room for real human interactions, real human shit. You know, you grow, you have discussions past the point of attack, you feel me? That's where things come from. And yeah, someone can learn from a situation. This is a situation from them to learn from, not to be condemned for, or, you know, just people probably want to throw trash on the whole podcast just because of that one situation. So, but shout out to Sexyy Red, shout out to Lil Yachty, shout out to the homie. I'm sorry I didn't catch his name, but shout out to everybody in the Safe Place podcast, man. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Make sure y'all smash that like button for the vibes. Let's get to 100 likes, man. I'm out.